startup we have today here is Growit, who is providing us solutions for protective farming. So I like to call upon the founder of Growit.
We are here to present about Growit, which is an agri-tech, India's first D2F protective farming agri-tech company. So you must have heard about a lot of agri-space ventures these days that are happening. So most of them are in the space of seeds, fertilizers, or maybe in drones, technologies. So I'm proud that we are not in that space, but what we are doing is something which has not been done in India before, which is protective farming. So we help in controlling the microenvironment around the plant. How we do it, we'll just go through the presentation now. So I guess all are aware that we are an agriculture dependent economy where more than 58% of our economy is dependent on agriculture. More than half the population is employed in agriculture, and it contributes majorly to our GDP. So the problem that we are trying to solve here is the yield per hectare. So in India, the yield per hectare on an average on the horticulture crops, that is the fruits and vegetables, is 1/5 of the global average. So that's a huge concern for us. With the growing urbanization that is happening, with the reducing land size, the growing population, the per capita land size are decreasing in India. Because of that, the young population is moving away from agriculture because the income levels are decreasing. How can we improve that? Because we want the young population to also get into agriculture. Otherwise, tomorrow we will not have fruits and vegetables to feed ourselves or our next generations. So primarily, as I said, many people are working, many startups are working, or many big companies are working on the seed fertilizer part of it. Many people are working on the precision farming, where we see drones, large tractor equipments, or harvesting equipments being employed, or maybe weather forecasting systems being deployed. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to actually help the farmer be on the ground with them and increase their farm output by at least 40 to 100%. In some cases, we can also double their farm output, increase their farm output by 200%. So these are some of the product range that we have, which is called mulch films, crop covers, fruit covers, shade nets, agri wires. These are a few pics of the products, how they look. So the top one is mulch film, then crop cover, then shade nets, plant covers, and fruit covers. So these are some of the key benefits that these products help in, which is prevention of soil erosion, reducing in the usage of water, reduces the pest attack. Hence, we reduce the use of pesticides that is being used by the farmers in their agriculture and their farmland. We increase the farm yield by 40 to 100%. We reduce the weed growth by almost 80 to 90%. Weed growth is something which the farmers are fighting across the world. The farmers are fighting this aggressively. There are two methods that the general farmers deploy in this segment. One is labor, by plucking the weeds with hand, and the other one is weedicides. Now, weedicides are something which are very harmful because they're meant to kill the weeds, right? And anything meant to kill is never good. They harden the soil, and on a long run, they reduce the fertility of the soil. And the last one is increasing the white root. White root is very important because it acts as a nervous system for the plant. To feed the plant, white root growth is the key essential element. And that element is grown with the use of our products. So TAM, SAM, SOM, I think after that mini session that we had, I think this would be a very cliched thing. But yes, if we go by the global market size of the protective farming space, it is about more than $50 billion. In India, if we assume that all the horticulture crops are being covered under this kind of technology, the market size would be around $6 billion. What we are estimating is that we can cover up a little of this market space, and we are estimating about $0.6 billion by 2030. So that's our vision. So at the moment, this is our footprint. We are present in 4 states. We have 125 plus team members. We have more than 15,000 happy farmers who are associated with us. And we have 140 plus franchise stores that we are operating, through which the distribution of the products as well as the learning of the products is happening. This is the competitor analysis. Majority of our competitors are niche. They are regional competitors. There is no national player in this. Many people are operating maybe in just one city or maybe a few villages. There is no online presence, or there is no awareness creation done by any of these niche players because they are not into that space as a whole and soul business. So these are the USPs of Growit. I think Akshay would be able to handle research and development part of it because he takes care of that front.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon everyone. So I hold a BSMS degree in plastics engineering, and I head the R&D department. So we came up with this product about 3 years ago now. And although it's just a plastic film, when we went out on the field, we realized that we actually have to tackle a lot of things, such as what kind of pesticides the farmer is using, what kind of environment there is. So we spent about 2 years developing a film that would last across India. So that's one of the reasons why we are only present in 4 states, because we're expanding. As we're learning, we're expanding, because we don't want to run before we can walk. And today, we can proudly say that our film is one of maybe only 3 films where after the farmer uses, they can pull it back. So that's one of the very key things of this, that the film doesn't break down in the farm, because then you're left with plastic in the soil, which will lead to disaster down the road. So we have developed a film where even after 12 months of farmer using it, they can pull it out, and that's where the whole buyback scheme that we are working on is also coming into play, where we're looking at options to recycle it or turning the film into oil, pyrolysis oil that is, so it goes back into the feedstock system. So the idea is to go back to sustainability and closed loop economy, and not just leave our plastic out on the field or let it burn.
Yeah, the other one is the franchise model that we have created. In this space, when we entered, we realized that more than the product, the biggest problem is education. Because most of the farmers in India are farmers just by the lineage. They do not have basic knowledge of farming. They do not even know what the soil compost of. They do not know how much plant space is needed for each plant to grow. So these were the problems that they started facing, in adaptability of our products. So teaching the farmer became the primary objective. How do we penetrate the farmers with teaching them? So with each franchise store, what we did is we created something called a Grow Kshetra, which is like a demo farm, where we gave them demo of the live products, which is year-round demos that we are doing. We gather the farmers every fortnight. About 50 to 100 farmers gather every fortnight. Our agronomist team goes there, teaches them about the products. They can see the results live. So seeing is believing, right? So they see the results, and that is where their conviction about the product grows, and they adopt the technology from there. So that has worked beautifully for us. And this year we are looking to expand that footprint to almost 350 to 400 franchise stores. So another one, as Akshay mentioned, buyback of the products. So we have already started doing that in Maharashtra state and Gujarat state. We have bought back almost almost 500 farmers worth of film that we have given them, and we've recycled it, and we've recycled it and produced pallets out of it. We've recycled and produced black pots, which are pots that we use for in-house consumption for small plants. So that is something that we are doing. And the last one is we provide full guarantee and warranty of our products. We are the only ones in India doing these last 2 things. There's no other company, no other competitor in this space who's doing all this stuff. So now, again, the second problem that we wanted to address is the reach, because we are now addressing the rural areas. So what we did is we created a hub and spoke model where we have a larger hub which in each state, and then we have sub distribution centers in each state, which is about 5 to 10 based on the size of the state, and from there we deliver it to the franchise stores. So we assure that all the products are delivered between 24 to 48 hours. We are also associated with a lot of KVKs, technology universities like ICAR and all those people. They have certified our products. They have written papers on these products, on the use of the products and what are the benefits. So we have written down papers for almost more than 30 crops now, fruits and vegetables, by ICAR, by the universities like Navsari Agriculture University, Baramati KVK. We are technology partners with Baramati KVK for the next 5 years. So these are the kind of stuff that we are doing. These are some of the achievements that we have done. The press releases. We are also having an app, basically for more from the farmer awareness perspective. The app is being used. We have got more than 10,000 downloads in last 6 months. And the app is being used by the farmers to understand the concept of protective farming. So what the app gives them is comparison between the ROI of the traditional farming as well, comparing with the protective farming. So they can understand what is their ROI in each concept, and it is available in 5 languages at the moment. Some numbers. We started our revenue in 2021. That is when we did 8 crores worth of revenue. Last year we did about 17.7 crores worth of revenue. The projections for this year are about 40 crores, and subsequently about 140, and then 300. The average ticket size per farmer that we do for here is about 20 to 25,000 rupees per year per farmer. So we are assuming that a farmer would do one crop that is fruits or vegetables for per year, and then the remaining other crops they do generally food grains or those kind of products. So we are not concentrating on food grains, though we are doing some R&D on food grains, but we are not yet on food grains. So the collaborations, as we went along with this journey, we realized that we have created a platform. So now we are also in the next 6 months, we are also going to enter into renting of agri machineries, which are used by farmers for making land, clearing their land of the residue of the cropping. Those kind of machineries. We are also talking to NBFCs and banks for insurance, which is micro insurance, to be distributed through our platform. We are also talking to buyback of the farm produce. We are also talking to a lot of logistic companies who are already in this space. So what we are going to facilitate is that the farmers can come and bring their produce to our stores, and from there the logistic companies or the distribution companies like Ninja Cart, like Nature.farm, Cropin, those people who have already created that market linkage can pick it up, because they are looking for people who can provide them sustainable produce throughout the year. The last one is B2B collaborations. So we have now collaborated with Tata Trust, Pidilite Trust. We are also in talks with, we are also working with AgroStar. So AgroStar, we are the sole suppliers for the protective farming needs. We are also working with Kothari Industrial Corporation Limited. They are now helping us to penetrate in the southern states of India, because again, language is a barrier. So we need a partner there to crack that language barrier. So we are working with them. So those are the B2B collaborations. Other than that, there are a lot of seed companies like Syngenta, Bayer, Monsanto, all are our customers, because they need to produce seeds, they need to grow fruits and vegetables. So they are using our products. See, these are some of the use cases. I'll just run through a couple of them. This is onion and garlic farming, where the farmer traditionally was doing just 2 rows of onions on one bed. And now with our products on the leftmost side, he is now able to do about 10 rows of onion farming. So the yield increase has gone up by 5 times for this product, just by understanding how much spacing and how much gap it should be there between each plant. And he cannot do this by hand, because the spacing is so less that by hand it is impossible for the farmer to put so many seeds. This is another use case where the removal of the growth of weed has eliminated completely, which has resulted in better yield of the crop. This is one problem that we face. We see black spots on our fruits, right? Bananas, papayas, pomegranates. These black spots are nothing but UV burns, like how they happen on our skin. So we apply sunscreen. Farmers also apply pesticides, which act like sunscreen and penetrate the skin of the fruits and vegetables. So instead of that, we just cover the plant with our product. So it is a breathable product, which where air, water, and moisture can penetrate, but UV rays are reflected. So the problem is eliminated right from the core. This is the white root. I can take some questions about this offline. We have our own YouTube channel where we do a lot of media coverage for the farmers who are associated with us, so that amongst the community, when they talk about these products, the acceptability is much higher. That's the team. So Ritesh is the CFO, and Rohit is handling the operations. Mukesh is the senior agronomist who's taking care of all the agronomy research that we are doing, and Chandrakant is the CTO. We also have an advisory team. Ranjit ji and Mehul himself is one of the advisors to us, and we have a senior agronomist advisor from Maharashtra who is also a key person in devising the use of these products with the Maharashtrian government. So we've done one round in March. That was, we raised 3 crore at a 50 crore pre-money valuation. We are doing this round basically to get good VC venture partners with us for future collaborations and future growth. So we are raising 1.5 crore at the same valuation. So we are EBITDA positive, but we are PAT negative because we are growing exponentially through the franchise network. So team and tech is what we are deploying now. So development of the app and growing this franchise stores, that is where our money is burning right now, but we are EBITDA positive. The adaptability is already low in India, so the farmers are still getting aware about this concept. So if we immediately increase the price right now, the adaptability might go lower. So we are gradually increasing the price. So from last year to this year, we have increased the price by almost 40%. Yeah, so we are gradually increasing the price, and we are wanting to increase every year by 10-15%, so that gradually it is getting accepted in the market.
In some states, there's MRP as well, so we have to work with the government as well if you want to increase the price.
So in states like Gujarat, where Gujarat government is more aware about these products, they have some subsidy schemes and all that in that. So there they have capped the price of these products. So because they're promoting these products themselves. So in those spaces where we are capped by the government, we can't go above a certain price.
So who are your competitors right now in this market?
So they are all regional players who are manufacturing in a small location and they're just supplying in that region. So for example, if somebody is in Karnataka, he's maybe supplying in a few districts in Karnataka, but there is no national player as such in this industry. So we are about 10 to 15% expensive than the competitors.
But at the same time, then we are adding a lot of value, right? So we are the competitor they just come in, sell their product the cheapest SKU, and they go. So if the farmer has any issues, they don't know who to contact. They might go back to the retailer, but then as you know, they can just raise their hand and say, "Humko nahi pata." So in our case, our people are on the team. When we go in to any farmer, we ask what you're growing, and accordingly suggest our product to them. And then we also buy back their product. So now the farmer doesn't have to worry about burning the film or worrying that the film will be in the soil.
We have not reached more than 1,000,000 farmers as of now. So 1 lakh farmer reach, and where the conversion is happening is about 20-25%. So that's the conversion rate. And just to add to the point that Akshay said, we are the only company who's branding our product and giving a batch code and a telecaller number where the farmers can call and they can get the assistance required. So whenever the farmer face any challenges or they have any issues, they can call our team, which is there available 24/7, who can address their issues. So good question, but the land size, average land size holding in Northeast or maybe the northern part of India because of the mountain region is much smaller as compared to the other parts of India. So if you see the top 80% of the produce that is being done in India is in 8 states, out of which 4 we have already chosen, and the next 4 will be starting in couple of months. So the maximum produce that we are doing is on the flatlands, not on the mountain areas. The mountain areas are contributing more towards apples, teas, coffees, and all those kind of things. So fruits and vegetables is less. Whatever is there is on very small portions of land because of the step farming that the method that they use. Application of technology becomes very difficult, especially the first step of this protective farming or any other development in farming happens through drip irrigation. So even drip irrigation penetration is very low in the northern parts of India or northeast part of India. So because of that, the adoption is still lower. But that said and done, we are already doing some experiments in Uttarakhand.
Are you focused only on fruits and vegetables, or you're going to focus on crops and?
So as of now, fruits and vegetables, but some trials are going on paddy. So if we are able to do successful trials on paddy, then we'll come on for all food grains as well. And in that case, the market will explode.
So I'll give you an
Are you guys supplying to sugarcane field?
Yes, sugarcane is happening.
So I'll give you an example. There's a trial going on in conjunction with BASF where we're trying it in rice. So as you know, rice is very heavy, uses a lot of water. So with the use of mulch, in some cases we have seen reduction of water consumption by 90%. So another example would be cotton and even tea farms. So those kind of trials are ongoing right now, but we need to see at least couple of years of study before we can come out.
I can cite one example here. I think we are all aware of that India is the largest producer of cotton. So we produce about 6 million ton cotton in India. China produces 5.9 million ton cotton. We use 13 million hectare land to produce that cotton. China uses just 3 million hectare land. So the output of Chinese land is 4 times that of India. With the use of this technology, we can at least double that production. So with the same amount of land and the land reducing every year, I think that is paramount that the output per hectare or acre increases in India. Otherwise, we'll be left behind and things will be difficult to sustain.
सर इन लॉन्ग रन आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है उसका मेन कॉस्ट क्रूड ऑयल है इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन पेट्रोलियम एज वी सी द पेट्रोलियम प्राइस आर इंक्रीजिंग डे बाय डे एंड प्लास्टिक ब्लैंड्स इंडिया द बैच वो जो बैचेस बनाते हैं वही इसमें मोस्ट ऑफ यूज़ होता है दे आर द लीड लाइक कोल साइड ग्रुप तो इसमें आपने बोला कि इन सर्टन स्टेट्स देयर इज़ अ लाइक प्राइस बैरियर है तो विद द इंक्रीजिंग इन क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस हाउ विल यू सी दैट कि आपका प्रोडक्ट भी आपको बराबर प्रॉफिट कमा के दे विद इन स्टेइंग इन दैट 30 लाइक 20% limit अगर state ने लगाया तो.
So, but that price increase, if the overall raw material price increases, the price has been considered by the government or whatever we are doing. So that's an industry standard. So it's not that it is only increasing for me because it's going to increase for everyone. So whatever price increase happens, it passes back to the farmers. As I said, the input cost for the farmers is just 22,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees per year. Against which, by the use of these technologies, if they can increase the yield by at least 50%, their revenue earnings jumps by almost 2 to 2.5 lakhs per annum, net revenue income. So even if it is becoming 30,000, the farmer is still gaining something more out of it.
Can you just explain about your supply chain? Where is the manufacturing or who is manufacturing for you?
So we are manufacturing ourselves, sir.
So about plant machinery, all that is been taken care of in terms of the investments
Yes.
so far?
Yes. So we have bootstrapped this, and we have already invested about more than 4 crore rupees of ourselves for creating this facility. And we do not need any expansion further till we reach about 70-75 crore worth of turnover. After that, we'll need more expansion on that front. But at the moment, we don't need any expansion on that
So
front.
this year you will not need any
No.
capex?
No.
Capex will happen only after you
Yes.
reach that?
Yes.
And all your investments have been capitalized so far?
Yes. Yes. They have been.
So there are no loans on the books
No.
of the company? Okay, thank you.
So, thanks, Saurabh. Thanks, Akshay.